Good Monday, everyone. And this week I thought of a different activity as art and craft activity. We are going to make the helmets that we wanted to make for our softball war. Do you remember we made a lot of shields, and then we promised ourselves that we would make a helmet, but of course we didn't have the time, so we're gonna make them now. Okay, now I want you to know in advance what I'm doing before I start working with the cardboard box that we're gonna use to make the helmets. So I prepared very quickly a little model of the helmet I want to make for myself. Of course, it's much smaller than the one that I'll make for myself, and I made it out of paper, but it shows you what it looks like at the end and before I paint it. So it has a front, it has a back, and it has, of course, two sides. And the front has a cut for the mouth, the nose, and the eyes. And then it has, I believe it's called a visor that can slide up and down like that. And the way I connected the visor to the rest of the helmet, this is Luna. Hello. Okay, she likes the model of the helmet that I made. Anyway, I connected Luna. Go, good doggy. Go, good doggy. The way I connected the visor to the helmet, and the way I want to connect the visor to the helmet when I use my cardboard box is via two, I think these things are called brass fasteners. And I'll show you them from close. I'm sure you have seen them before. They are these things here. See? And I think maybe they have them in Tesco. To make the helmet, it's kind of a medieval knight helmet. You will need some masking tape. Now, I would recommend you to use masking tape because if you then want to paint your helmet, the paint will sit nicely on the masking tape, but it will not sit, it will not stay, it will not stick on a normal tape. Okay, so use masking tape if you have some. I'm not gonna use any glue because it won't work. I'm gonna use a marker, black marker. I'm gonna use an eraser just in case I make some mistakes. I'm gonna use a pencil to draw my first draft of the shape of my helmet on the cardboard. And I'm going to use brass fasteners, as I said, and I'm gonna use a pair of scissors, but for more precise cutting, I'm gonna use, this is called, I think this is called a scalpel. Now, you don't use a scalpel yourself. You ask your parents if they have a scalpel and if they can help you to cut the shape of your helmet. Okay, and the idea is you make your helmet and then you go and play, and your parents do their own things while you're playing with your helmet. Okay, so your parents or your grandparents or your aunties or your big brothers are going to help you to make the helmet, and then you leave them alone, go in another room, play or stay in the same room, play with your helmet, and they get along with their work or get along with making dinner or whatever they have to do, or perhaps just having a cup of tea. Okay, right, so of course, last but not least, you will need a cardboard box. Now, mine is quite big because my head is very big, and this cardboard box is now flattened, as you can see. Yeah, but it was originally a cardboard box. Now, if you when you find a cardboard box, just make sure that it's something you had in the house from before. Nowadays, don't get a cardboard box from the store, bring it home, because you never may know, you could get sick using it. So just make sure that the cardboard you're using, you had in the house for a while, it's yours, coronavirus free. Right, so the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw the shape of my helmet on the cardboard box. I'm gonna choose a side of the cardboard that it's big enough for my head, and I'm gonna draw the shape of my helmet. And this is more or less the shape that I am going to draw on my cardboard box. I'm gonna email you exactly this shape in electronic format so that you can copy it, okay, if you want to make the helmet the way I made it. Of course, I will need a shape also for my visor, and this is the shape I came out with. And it has these two flaps, because if you overlap them like this, if you fold them and overlap them like this, then you can basically, then you can basically put them on your helmet like so, and you can make sure that they can slide up and down. Okay, right, took a while, but I did draw my shape, as you can see. And now next thing I have to do is I have to cut it. So to cut the shape, I am going to use my magic power. So bling. Okay, so ta-da! So that is my shape, completely cut. Okay, cut out. There you go. Now, I told you I had superpowers. Now, for the visor, I chose another piece of cardboard, and I just made sure that the piece of cardboard that I chose was as long as this part of the helmet, okay? This part of my helmet shape, because then I can fasten it to the helmet with the brass fasteners, and I'm sure it cover my eyes properly. Okay, so now something else to be said about the visor is, because I want the visor to, remember I told you I want the visor to be able to fold in half, because then I want to, overlap these two little wings and have, the perfect shape for the visor. With cardboard box, this is a little bit more difficult, because the cardboard box is a little bit harder. So what I did is I slid my scalpel across the cardboard, and I made two cuts, one very close to the other. Okay, but I didn't go through the cardboard. I just made two very shallow cuts, so to have a strip that I could take off, like so. Okay, well, like so. It takes a little bit of patience, but see how it comes out easily. So I'm gonna finish taking out the little strip of the little layer of cardboard, and I'll show you what I do next. Okay, so that's what it looks like once the strip of cardboard in the middle it's been taken off, and as you can see now, I can bend my visor very easily, see, and it doesn't break, so it just bends properly. Okay, so now I'm going to draw the shape of my visor on the cardboard. Okay, so this is the shape that goes around my head, and this is my visor. Ooh. As you can see, it folds quite easily. I cut all the slits on the visor, and now it has also, I cut also these two kind of flaps that I can overlap to make the shape of the visor like so. And the visor is gonna go on top of the helmet, and hopefully we're gonna be able to slide it up and down. I'm gonna put it all together and then I'm gonna show you how it comes out. Okay, so as you can see, my helmet is ready and I am ready to go to war. But first, I'm gonna just let you have a last look. Okay, so this is the front of my helmet with the visor that can slide up and down. This is the side of my helmet, and as you can see, I pierce the side of the visor and the inside of the helmet, and I put a brass fastener through the hole to put the visor together, to fasten the visor on the helmet, and I did the same on the other side. Okay, you just have to oh, I also had to cut the top of the helmet because it was too high and the visor wouldn't go up and down. It would, you know, be stuck against the helmet. And then finally I secured the back, the two sides of the shape of the helmet at the back, like so, together like so, so that I can put it on. Okay, it's a bit tight to put on, but it works, and I really had fun making it. I am going to paint it, and I'm going to paint it gray silver, and then I'm gonna show you how it came with the final version, the very final version with the paint. Okay, make your own helmet. That's the idea. If you want to, I hope you do, and send me pictures. I'm sure you'll do a much better job than I did, and I can't wait to see your helmets too. Okay, I'll see you later, and have a fantastic Monday.